Go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes episode 188, the Matthew Slater, Brian Hoyer episode of Tuck Rule Takes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We used to do it. This was the double digits. We used to do the whatever episode. We might do that from now on. I don't know if I could think of some names. I was gonna do Kyle Williams, but I was like, you know what? We gotta do OGs. So Matthew Slater 18, Brian Hoyer 8, by the way. Episode 188 of Tuck Rule Takes. Gang is all here. You've heard Liam. You probably heard Al sigh because he doesn't get with the bullshit. There's no fun over there. This is just teacher stuff. Right now, this is Al's summer break. So, by the way, Al is here. Al, say hello.
Hi.
See, there it is. He only has enough fun for when he's not with us. I feel like this is almost like summer school for you.
This is a second job. This is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. You're out there. You're messing around. You're fucking around with tubs. You're doing all this stuff. And then you got to come over here and you got to chat with us. But Al's here. Liam's here as well. And just cut off looking swole as shit. He's got the muscles and the glasses. So he's got the
going for the Clark Kent look.
Exactly. Whatever you're looking for, brains, brawn, he's got half of each, so he is good to go. I'm Mike. I'm also here. As you guys can see, I got my hats hung up now. Huh? Fucking coming together.
Yeah, you're getting there slowly.
You suck. I was gonna say.
You can't see it, but there's like 20 hats this way more. So there's a lot of hats going on here. But this is Tuck Rule Takes episode 188. Not a ton of Patriots news. There will be in the next month probably, because then the shit starts ramping back up. But for this episode, did you guys want to get anything off your chest before we get into our topic? By the way, any pressing needs you guys had to say?
All I'm going to say is I'm excited to be able to bet Patriots football right now. It's so
I was
going to
go nuts this season.
I am. I might go nuts this season. I might.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna.
We'll have to do that as we get closer. Kind of like a Tuck Rule Takes podcast bet, like what we decided to do. But what we are doing this episode, you hear these like all-century teams, all decade teams, whatever it is. So what we're doing is our Patriots lifetime team. So basically the last 25 years, since we've been watching football, basically since Belichick got there, essentially since 2000. We're doing every single position.
It's 3 all-century quarter team.
All-century quarter team. See, I just like lifetime team. That sounds better. That's what you're saying is a mouthful. All-century. You're saying a mouthful. Yeah. You're probably used to a mouthful, though. So
but that's our lifetime, and our lifetimes don't even overlap because we'd have to have the 80s and 90s in there with you, even earlier 80s with Al, and then for me, we'd cut it off at the end of the 90s.
Wait a minute. When did I become the old guy on this show?
You're the medium old guy.
You just said that I was older than Mike, you ding.
No, I said if we include Mike's life, we got to include the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
No, you said 80s and 90s, and then for me, you said 80s.
No, for you, I said early 90s.
No, you didn't. Mike, can you back me up here?
I did.
Listen, I just spent a whole intro saying how Liam's
You're
smart.
A math teacher, not an English teacher.
I can't say he was wrong, which he was. But
thank you.
So what we're doing, every position, top 3 guys at the position in our lifetime, whatever criteria we want, a bunch of things together, whether they're, kind of our favorite guys, they produce just historic careers, Hall of Fame careers, Hall of Fame New England careers, whatever it happens to be, we picked them. We did offense, defense, and special teams. Some of us are more prepared than others, but fret not. This will be a seamless topic. But before we get into it, I do want to shout out Sports Spider. That's Sports Spider with a Y. Been with us for a good chunk of episodes now. I just went to go check on there today, actually. We're on there. Go to the Patriots page, click podcast, and you'll see us. We're like the 4th one down there, maybe the 3rd one of those two. But soon after we drop, you hit Patriots, you go down. We are right there. We're one of the featured groups on there. So check out Sports Spider. Again, that's Spider with a Y. sportspider.com. Also, Couch Guy Sports, the OGs of it all. Been there since episode 1, since episode Cam Newton. They have been there since. Go check out Couch Guy, bunch of stuff there, all New England sports, just like Sports Spider. Go check out both of them. Watch us on YouTube too, all this stuff. I'm not going to say like and subscribe, but please. So without further ado, we're getting into it. And I figured we should get the boring ones out of the way. So I think we should start on offense. I think if we're starting on offense, there's really one position we start with, which I think is quarterback. How do you guys want to do it? So you just want to each person, we just list our three, maybe have a little talk about it if it's interesting, and then go to the next position, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the
That's
best
what we're
way.
thinking. All right. So I guess since it's easy, and this is one of the ones I for sure have, pretty simple for me, guys. Pretty
Who's
simple.
your
This
number one?
is Tom Brady for me. It's going to be Jimmy G. And then I have to put Drew Bledsoe in there as well, just because he was the guy who kind of started it all with Tom Brady. You know, if it wasn't for him getting hurt, Tom Brady wouldn't even,
Yeah.
we don't know what would have happened. So those are
So
my three.
we're praising Drew Bledsoe for his failures.
And then I'm also praising him just for the man that he is, the
He
Patriots
is a
legend that he
stud.
is. He still
Yeah,
loves New England. He
he
still has a
does.
chip on his shoulder too, which I love. But those are my guys: Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo, porn star Jimmy, as Stephen A. called him, and the OG Drew Bledsoe. Very simple. I don't know who wants to go next, but
Al, I'm curious here because I know yours is different.
Oh, of course it is. So for the quarterbacks, I mean, I protested this in the group chat because these two
You did?
Neanderthals, mainly the Neanderthal with the glasses on, decided that three quarterbacks for this franchise, when one of them was here for 20 years of our lifetime, still wanted to go with three.
100%.
So he's an idiot. So for anybody that hates
That
this
has to
list,
be the
I don't
case.
care. So Tom Brady, number one, obviously, got to throw Brady in there.
Who saw
yep.
that one coming?
I know. So I went a little different with the last two. I did it by seasons.
Al's coming in fiery here. I'm excited for what he's
So
about to say.
What do you
number
pick, Julian
two,
Edelman?
number two, 2008 Matt Castle, 3,700 yards, 21 tubs,
Mm-hmm.
11 picks. At number three, 2021 Mac Jones, 3,800 yards, 22
Wow.
tubs, 13 interceptions. And I'm going to throw in an honorable mention, boys. Honorable mention, 2020 Cam Newton, 2,700 yards, 8 tubs,
Oh
10 picks.
man.
Did that just for you, Liam. I did that just for you.
It's my quarterback.
All
It's my quarterback. Oh, it's
right.
fucking
Good one. I like
beautiful.
that. I
That
like
is
all those
beautiful.
picks. No
Yep.
complaints. I like them all.
Yeah. Clearly you thought it out. There was absolutely no bias in there. You crushed it. I would agree with just about everything, and our lists look remarkably similar. Obviously, I have Tom Brady as well. Clear cut
Yep.
number one. No one's surprised at that. Despite my signed Drew Bledsoe jersey on the wall, he's not on my list. I would love to put him, but basically 2 years in this century just doesn't do it for me. Sorry, Drew, had to bounce you, but my number two, I love him. The immortal Matt Castle. It has to be. I fucking love Matt Castle. The fact that he came in 11-5, we will gladly take that. So he's clearly number two. And then number three, unlike Al, maybe the slightest hint of bias here, it's got to be Cam Newton. It absolutely has to be Cam Newton. Those rushing touchdowns that Al rattled off, just magic. Absolutely magic, far and away the most for a quarterback in that year. The entire offense, it was living a childhood dream of mine that I wanted my whole life. I've never ever been more happy with a 7-9 season in my life. It was unbelievably incredible, and none of it was Cam Newton's fault.
I don't hate that one. The Cam Newton one, like I didn't put it on there. Just I don't know. I had to get Jimmy G in there, and
Yeah.
I feel validated in mine. But I like all our picks. Matt Castle
Mm.
though is one I feel bad that I omitted.
So let's let's
Sorry.
let's take a minute to address the criteria here because I like where Mike was thinking. That's kind of where I was thinking. So we'll rule out Al two against one here. I'm looking at whole body of career as well as Patriots career. So you could have been awesome somewhere else, and if you come to the Patriots, you can't be dog shit. But if you're okay on the
Mhm.
Patriots and you're awesome elsewhere, I take that into consideration.
Yeah. So like for instance, we can't pick Reggie Wayne,
Yeah, a
who
hundred
had
percent.
who had like a
Right.
good career and then came here and didn't technically was a Patriot, I guess. But yeah,
Yes,
no, we
you
can't do
have
that.
to be serviceable here. There has
Yep.
to be some sort of Patriots lineage. So.
Yep. Yep.
That was
Cool.
the
I love it.
criteria we were going with. And that's also why I picked Cam Newton because he was awesome. and he outweighed Jimmy Garoppolo in the basically 4 games that he played, and Mac Jones in the one season that he was at really good. So
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Yeah, no, I like them all. Do we think any snubs? Did anybody get snubbed?
there's got to be some sort of honorable mention. Probably doesn't deserve to be on the list. Might not even be in the top 5. But Brian Hoyer just kept coming back. Got to respect it.
Solid. Yeah,
Got
yeah,
to
solid. I
respect
think if
it.
there's
Yeah.
one, yeah, that'd be one. Maybe
Jacoby
um
Brissett, not for the second stint, but the first stint when he had those
Yeah.
that
yep,
Monday Night Football game against the
Against the
Texans.
Texans. Yeah, that
26.
was awesome. And even
yep,
when he came back, like he tried his fucking damnedest. He won that game against the Jets, and I was at that game, and that's really cool.
he did. He did. Did anybody have any interest in putting Drake May on the list? I'm kind of happy he wasn't on anybody's list, to be
I
honest.
thought about it
No.
for like a half a second, but I'm like, you know what? He's too unproven.
Way
I'm
too
gonna level
soon.
with you. It never crossed my mind. So good for you
Good.
guys for
Good.
doing
I'm
that.
happy. Yeah, it came up just because you think quarterback Patriots right now. I think Drake May, and I was like, no, like even though
Yeah.
he's technically a Pro Bowler, put that in quotes, but like, yeah, no, just too soon. Too soon.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years from now, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe he's got a
100%.
couple
5 years
playoff
from now.
appearances,
I mean, think about it. Like the list isn't.
two Super Bowls.
Matt Castle has one starting season under his belt, and he's number 2 on just about all our lists. So
Yep.
Drake May, even 2 years, maybe even after next season, we could put
Yep.
Drake May on this list.
For
But
sure.
right
Right.
now,
For
pump the
sure.
brakes. Yeah,
For sure. So okay, yeah, I like it. Of course, we all had Tom Brady though, so that makes
yeah.
sense.
This is where it gets
Next.
interesting, though.
Next, do you want to go? What I think would be fun, just a little palate cleanser here. You want to go fullbacks?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get the fullbacks out of
I'd
the way.
love that.
All right, Liam. You know what? Go first. Fullbacks are your guys.
Please.
Go first.
First of all, make fullbacks great again. I headlined the list, and this was tough. There was a neck and neck battle for number one. It was really brutal to decide because I love both of them very much so. But I had to go with James Devlin. Fucking monster, dude. They used to set him out wide, and he'd run routes. There was nothing he couldn't do. That
Hmm.
touchdown against the Texans that he had, where he pushed through 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 Texans just to get into the damn end zone. It's the most fullback touchdown I've ever seen.
Hmm.
After that, I had to go Heath Evans. Classic fullback number, number 44, a staple fullback number, big time.
Yes.
He's
Yep.
in the fullbacks Hall of Fame for me for sure. The OG, he's absolutely on there. And then I did the Panzer. Jakob Johnson rounding out the
Damn.
third slot. I had to do it. I kicked the tires. I wanted to do Patrick Pass, but it just wasn't fullbacky enough for me, and I love
No,
Patrick
no,
Pass.
no. He's almost like a third or fourth running back that just happened
Yeah.
to play fullback, right? Yeah.
Mm,
You want to know how much I love that list? I'll go next real quick, Al. My first one, James Devlin, 7 years in the league, all with the
yeah.
Patriots. That was like that to me was almost as chalk of a pick as Tom Brady is. Like
Yeah.
it's James Devlin. Second for me, though, you might be surprised, Jakob Johnson.
Yeah.
I had to put
He
him
slipped
too.
him
I
in.
love him.
He's awesome.
Love him. And then third, Heath Evans. So, like, same list, a little different. Heath Evans, by the way, sneaky awesome in Madden when he was on the
Yeah.
Patriots. Loved him.
Fullback dive worked every time.
Dude, every single time with him. But yeah,
Yeah.
Heath Evans, though, I always forget with him. He played on like a fair amount of teams. Like he played
Yeah.
with
Yeah, he
Seattle,
did.
the Patriots, the Saints, and
Saints.
Miami.
I remember him on the Saints. He
As I
won the
say, I
Super
remember the
Bowl with the
Saints too.
Saints.
The
That's
Saints are the
right.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Saints are, but those are my picks. So same as you, Liam, just switch 2 and 3.
Little fun fact for you, Jakob Johnson, third on the team in receiving touchdowns that Cam Newton year, tied for third with 4 other players, 1 touchdown.
Jesus, dude.
Fun
That
fact.
COVID year was the
That was
worst
brutal.
time ever.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
tied with Demir Bird and somebody else
Oh
for
God,
one for
Demir
one
Bird.
touchdown. Yeah.
All
Anyways,
right, Al. Ugh.
yeah, I kept it simple. I was able to do a kind of quick last second for the fullbacks. James Devlin won. I put Patrick Pass in there. I remember
Patrick
him.
Pass the beast.
Yeah, he was a beast, especially the first like Super Bowl kind of dynasty for the Patriots. He was,
Mhm.
involved in the offense and everything. And then Jakob Johnson, number 3. I love the name too. Jakob Johnson, such a
Jakob
fullback
Johnson,
name.
It's a
man. Yeah.
scary fucking name.
Number 47, too. Solid fullback number. Solid fullback number. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff from everybody all around. James Devlin, though, number 46, too. Like, come on. Fucking neck roll, just running up in there. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. But good, good. Yeah, I'm happy so far, guys. There's been a lot of good agreements and everything. I'm sure with the more of the skill positions, we'll have some more to talk about. But um, speaking of skill positions, next I figure we go running back. And since I started one, Liam started one, Al, running backs, it's all you.
All right, my first one, loved this guy, especially in the 2016 season. They called him Blunt Force Trauma for a reason. It's LeGarrette Blunt.
Mhm.
1,100 yards on the ground, 18 touchdowns in 2016.
Fucking
He was a
nuts.
monster that year.
He had a
And
kick
after the Super
return
Bowl,
too.
did he really? I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
Yep.
I remember
against the
after the
Colts.
Super Bowl, saying to like Brady Belichick, "You're the greatest, and you're the greatest too." Like it was just, oh,
Hmm.
LeGarrette Blunt. Kevin Folk is my next one.
I
Oh,
hate to cut you off here. That LeGarrette Blunt when he posed with all the Patriots on the sideline, like the Minutemen, is just
that was
like
great
it's
too.
burned in my
Beautiful.
brain.
Yep.
But yeah, Kevin Falk, number two, an integral part of the Patriots offense as well in those first, especially the first like 6, 7 years of Tom Brady's career, kind of his security blanket, especially like third downs and stuff like that. Just seemed to always make the right play and the big play at the most important time. So nothing but love for Kevin Falk. And
Mhm.
then I put James White as my third one because you know what? We say his name at the end of the podcast all the time. One of the best nicknames ever, Sweet Feet. So I
Hmm.
mean,
Got
you
to
got to
do
throw
it.
them in there. So Blunt, Falk, and White are my three running backs.
Let me ask you something. With Falcon White, did you have any hesitance putting two pass catching running backs back there? Even though Kevin Falk ran the ball a little bit more, but kind of when you look
Yeah.
back in history, they're both really more pass catchers. Did that give you any cause for pause or
No,
just
no, because like you think about it, right? You could throw, but I don't even think Curtis Martin played for the Patriots in 2000 or 2001. Definitely didn't in
Nope.
2001. Not
Mhm.
2000, so he didn't really count. Corey Dillon, yeah, you could maybe throw him in, but like he didn't do much here. Like he was
Mhm.
here, but it's not like he had like big years. So like you could have thrown him in there, but I'm comfortable with my three picks. I like them.
Yeah. All right. Good shit. Good shit. Um, I'll go since we're going around the horn here. I like this little rotation we got going on. My number one um, is not Jonas Gray, so don't worry, guys.
Dang it.
Yeah, I know, right? No, my first one, I'm going Sony Michelle.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
Sure.
fucking wild one.
Yeah, little crazy, huh? Little crazy. I mean, you guys know he had that huge 2018. I think it was like the best playoff run by a running back in like recent history or something.
Yeah.
Got us there. Loved him. I thought he was going to be tremendous here, but wasn't. So whatever. But yeah, Sony Michelle, I just have great memories of him being here. So thank you very much, Sony Michelle. Next, Al, you brought him up. I'm going Corey Dillon. I think that was one of the first few guys that he's only here for 3 years, had like just over 3,000 yards, I think. Yeah, 3,180 yards. Like you said, not a long stint here, but this was kind of the first time when you had one of those huge stars from another team come over to the Patriots. You know what I mean? It was 2000, what, three or no, 2004, five, and six. Yeah, I liked it. I liked his elbow pads too. They looked like I liked his look to him. He had a very good Patriots dynasty snow look to him. So Corey Dillon's my number two, and then number three, obviously James White. In
Gotta be.
my estimation, other than like maybe LaShawn McCoy, greatest pass catching running back I've ever seen play. In my eyes, is there a little bias there? Yes,
I think
but
he's better than Shady. Take some real
I think
benefit.
he's top three. You could maybe make an argument for some other people to go ahead of him, but yeah, he's top three for me. So those are my guys: Sony Michelle, Corey Dillon, and Sweet Feet, our Lord and Savior, James White. You're up,
Whew.
baby.
This was probably the toughest one for me because
It's
this is
very
a
tough.
murderer's row here. Like the
Hmm.
you really can't go wrong with either of them. But I had to headline my list with the guy you guys seem to discount a little more than I thought you would, and that's Corey Dillon. Like, dude was a monster. I'm sacrificing LeGarrette Blount's huge season for Corey Dillon's unbelievably consistent 12 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns in his 3 seasons with the Patriots. Absolute monster rush for 3,180 yards in that time. Obviously got himself a Super Bowl as well. He was the best running back in the league when he went to the Patriots, and then we didn't really need him. But in that first season, he still crushed it. I think he
Mhm.
still has the most rushing yards by a Patriots running back in history in a single season with 1,600, I believe it is,
I
1,635.
think so. Yeah. Yeah,
So
looking
yeah,
at it. Yeah,
that's
1635. That's a crazy year, dude.
yeah, 100%.
1635 in your eighth year in the league.
Yeah, I
God
know.
damn.
And then he never got close again, but he was injured. He that was basically his last fully healthy season. They benched
Yeah.
all the starters in the last game of the season. But
Hmm.
um yeah, so he's the man. That was my number one, just because he might be a Hall of Famer on his own, but I digress. And number two
Hmm.
had to be LeGarrette Blunt for me. Just because what Al said, Blunt forced trauma. Like the numbers were really good, but watching him was so much better. It was incredible to just have those Patriots games almost every time we were playing the Colts, where you were like, all right, we're not passing the ball. They're going to hand it off to Blunt 40 times, and we're
Hmm.
just going to watch good old fashioned 1950s basketball or football. And it was unbelievable. And without fail, we did that almost always against the Colts. Jonas Gray was the recipient of one of them. But
Yep.
there would just be those games where just, oh, it's a LeGarrette Blunt game. What? Oh, it's halftime. Brady's only throwing the ball 9 times. Okay, it's a LeGarrette Blunt game. Here we go.
Yep.
And it was so much fun. Every first down, you're like, oh, dude. It was incredible. I absolutely
So
love
good.
LeGarrette Blunt. Yeah, yeah. So had to go with him at number two. Then I agree with all you guys. He very much deserves to be on the list. He's the namesake of our podcast. Basically, it's James White. It has to be
Hmm.
James White. His numbers are absolutely ridiculous. And since our last episode, we're talking about receiving leaders for whatever was that 2017 Patriots, I believe it
Yeah.
was. Oh, 18. I looked up his numbers and they are just ridiculous. Like the rushing totals are almost nothing whatsoever, but the receiving totals are better than a lot of wide receivers are going to give you. Certainly better than anything Kyle Pitts has put up in the league. And these are
Yep.
fucking really good numbers. It's
Yep.
unbelievable how many times this guy caught the ball. 87 catches in a season is batshit for a running back. And, he was at 72, 56, 60, 49. He was always in the ballpark. I love
Hmm.
him. Sweet feet.
Yeah. No, Sweet Feet is the guy. Running backs, snubs. Just because we're talking about pass catching guys. Anyone think Dion Lewis should be on this list?
It's
I
funny.
humored the idea.
I thought about Dion Lewis as almost a fullback because they have him listed as a fullback online, which
That's
is
crazy.
interesting. I
Yeah,
know.
that's nuts.
Damn.
But yeah, whatever. They're
Does
gonna do
not
what they're
fit the
gonna do.
bill there. Yeah, I thought about Kevin Falk. He definitely crossed the mind.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and then like your mind goes to like players that definitely don't deserve to be on the list. Like Danny Woodhead, Shane Vereen was one of the first people that popped into my mind. I
Love
knew,
Shane Vereen, but
yeah, I
I
knew he
know. I
wasn't
thought
going
of
on
Shane
this
Vereen
list.
too.
Danny Woodhead, like I'd love to touchdown the Super Bowl. We lost the Super
yeah.
Bowl, but like
Stephen
friggin'
Ridley, I put him in that
even
same vein
Ridley's a
as
good
like Shane
one.
Vereen, but like I
Yeah.
just
Just couldn't hold on to the ball. Like Cordell
yep.
Patterson, I even humored putting him on like three different spots here, but I was like, I can't fit him anywhere, unfortunately.
That'd have been good. That
Would have
I think
been.
there's one. There's well, actually, there's a couple, but I feel like there's one that we're kind of like maybe like should he be on here? Should he
I
not be
actually
on here?
I had an honorable mention that is literally probably number four on my list that
Who?
everyone
Who?
forgets about. Antoine Smith.
Yep,
I
early
was
years,
thinking
Yeah,
about him
Antoine
too.
he
Smith.
was actually really sick.
Yep,
He had like comparable touchdown numbers to Garrett Blunt, not like
yep.
that explosion season, but overall, it was like, oh shit, Antoine.
You guys think the law firm Ben Jarvis Green Ellis?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't think
didn't
about him.
cross my mind, but that
That's more of like
should
a
be
cult
on there.
favorite. Yeah,
It
that's
is,
more of
but
like
he
if you're a
should be on
Patriot
there.
fan, yeah, you like it. Al, do you have any dishonorable mentions? Ones that like names, but like that we know that we would not put them on this list?
I don't
Because
know
I have
about
one.
that.
Jonas Gray.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Jonas Gray
thinking
would be
Lawrence
ours.
Maroney.
I considered him. His
He
numbers are
wouldn't. He
pretty
wouldn't
all right.
sniff this
Pretty all
list.
right. He's
Oh,
probably
Sammy, who?
probably
here's
like
an
six on
easy
my
one.
list.
Ramondre Stevenson
Yep,
would
yep,
not sniff this list.
yep.
We sure though? He's pretty
Yes.
close to the
Compared to
Patriots
the
all
running
time.
backs we've had, yes. In our
Compared to the
lifetime,
ones that
yes.
we listed, I couldn't put him above any of the ones that we
He'd
all
be in
said.
my top five.
See,
His
because I'd
numbers
have
are
to add you
good.
guys. He'd probably be like maybe 6 or 7. He'd definitely be before like Sammy Morris.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know though. I go back and forth on him because like it is kind of he
I
is
think
too
we just have a
soon.
sour taste in our mouth too from last season.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's definitely it. But yeah. Did anyone think Steven Jackson?
No.
I didn't, but I wish I could have. If he was here for just a
Uh,
little while longer, I would have
Steven
remembered him.
Jackson is the one. Okay, next week's episode, I think I got it. However many players we want that you like when you hear their name, you go, "Holy shit, they played for the Patriots."
Yeah,
That
I'd
type of
like
thing.
that.
Maybe like a
Mm,
handful, 5 guys each that we
I'd
just
like
kind
that.
of go through, and then probably more because we might have some overlap. Because
Yeah,
I just thought of like 6, but okay, yeah, I dig that. I like that one.
deal.
All right, good job with that. Now you guys want to go wide receiver or tight end next?
Go wide
Let's
receiver.
do, yeah, let's do wide receiver.
Wide receiver. All right. Looped back around to me, so I'll go mine. Like again, I was thinking maybe like do you go maybe like not off the beaten path, but like who do you pick? Mine are kind of you're gonna hear them and go, yep. Number one to me, he will be number one on this list at all times. Randy Moss. Other than Calvin Johnson, because I just can't put anyone above Megatron because I loved watching him play. Randy Moss is my favorite player to watch play the position. Just
Yeah,
elite. Looks like he's running slow, but he's just so goddamn like smooth with it that he's just that quick, that good. So Randy Moss, number one. Next, I'm going Dion Branch. Dion Branch left, came back, still has some great, great, great memories. Super Bowl MVP, the only one to win it, other than Brady, especially for those first years. Um, yeah, Dion Branch, got to have him on there. I went back and forth on this one a couple times, kind of going with my heart, maybe a little bit more than my head. Julian Edelman, he's going to be my number 3. I
I
kind
think
of
that's
wanted to hit,
extremely fair.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like I could see, which I'm sure you guys will have people put above him, and I'd be like, yeah, no argument for me. But those are my 3: Moss, Branch, and Edelman. I think that's a solid. What is it? What are we doing? Quarter century lineup? What's it
Yeah,
called? Yeah,
Yeah. Quarter
yeah. So
century.
those are my 3. Those are my guys. So
all-century team.
yeah, all
Like
century.
it. I like it.
Yeah, that is a tough one. This one again, just like the running backs, fucking toss up for any of them.
So
I
tough.
truly, I couldn't decide, so I had to settle on a list that I didn't want because I had to leave a lot of guys off. And you saying Dion Branch hurts my heart because I had to leave him off, and I fucking adore Dion Branch.
Oh,
I had to put the consummate patriot at number one, Troy Brown. Like Troy Brown was really the only choice at wide
hmm
receiver one for me. Like won Super Bowls, did everything, was usually pretty consistent. Will get you like 75 yards a game, which is on a given day more than what Edelman would give you. But Edelman would have those splash moments, and that's why Edelman's my number two. Final Super Bowl MVP,
hmm
monster, here forever. Did not retreat to go to the Bucks because he's a real man. I
Yep.
love him. He's my number two. And number three had to be Randy Moss, just because he's such a fucking monster. And he was only here for like two and a half seasons. And it's terribly depressing that it was only 2.5 seasons, and one of those was without Brady. But
hmm
even in the Super Bowl, like he had the touchdown when he was wide open, but I feel like he wasn't Randy Moss. And then like, dude, it's the fucking Giants. Just burn them. But he couldn't.
Yep.
He just fucking couldn't do it. And maybe I harbor some deep-seated resentment for him just because of that. And I love the rest of his game. But
I
that's
sense
that's
it.
my
I
top
sense the
three.
resentment.
Yeah, it sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
just run deep, dude. Oh my God. It's
The
just
hate
fucking
flows through you.
it
Can tell.
does. And I don't want it to be the case because he did get a touchdown. He almost redeemed himself. Could have been the game-winning touchdown. But then
Mm.
Dean Pease calls an all-out blitz and fucking Ellis Hobbs falls over against a dude who shot himself in the dick.
Ellis Hobbs. God damn.
Sucks. He's definitely not on this list. I promise you that.
No, I love that list though. That's a good one. Troy Brown, Edelman, Moss. Like Troy Brown to me hurt not putting him on my
Mm,
list, but
yeah.
yeah, I went Dion Branch. But Al, what do you got? 3.
Randy Moss, number one. Love watching Randy Moss and the record-setting touchdown year, along with Brady setting the touchdown record too. Just
Out of a movie.
poetry in motion.
Beautiful.
I put Dion Branch at number 3
Wow.
because Dion Branch, I mean, you guys said it, Super Bowl MVP, just reliable. kept getting released, coming back, getting released, coming back, getting
Hmm.
released, coming
The
back.
Brian Hoyer of wide
Yeah,
receivers.
literally. And then my number two might shock you guys, and neither of you guys have said this name yet. Wes Welker.
Thank
He's
you.
my
Thank
fourth.
God someone said it. Thank
I
Wes
you.
Welker,
literally have him written
Oh,
down.
you have to throw Wes Welker in there because of he was Julian Edelman before Julian Edelman came.
Yeah,
yep.
Like he was
Yep.
setting the records for receiving yards. He was the one that was Tom Brady's number one target.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
he was actually decent like after he left New England too, like with the
He was.
Broncos and stuff like
That
that too.
sucked.
So
He's the white slot receiver.
Yeah, he kind of created a position. Yeah, for being
Yeah,
honest. So
he
yeah,
did.
he did.
he's the guy. Al, since you just said snubs or anybody that you couldn't get to that you wanted to put on there.
You guys are making me feel bad that I didn't put Deion Branch on here. Looking back on it, I probably should have, right? I forgot
Yeah,
about
but
Super
Troy
Bowl
Brown though,
MVP. I know.
I
I
mean,
can't get
I
rid of
can't
him.
tell you.
I can rattle a few off.
Yeah, yeah, throw him
Uh,
out there. Throw him out
Terry
there.
Terry Glenn.
Terry Gladden's awesome. Rest
Yep.
in peace.
See, Terry
Um,
Glenn, so just to tell, I view Terry Glenn how you guys, or Liam more so, how you view Drew Bledsoe on my list. Or maybe it was Al, I forget who, but it's like I
He was here
respect
till like 2004, though.
I love it. I know, but like I just to
Can't
me,
justify it.
he doesn't make my list. But again, I'm not gonna argue anybody that wants him on there. Terry Glenn, though. Yep. R.I.P. like you said.
Terry Glenn, David Patton.
Beast.
Yep. Yep.
Mike couldn't remember that touchdown.
But I got it though. I knew the guy, I just couldn't think of the thing.
Yeah.
David Givens.
David
David
Givens was a
Givens.
beast.
Yep. Yep. Big
Of
eyes,
course,
right?
the lacrosse player, Chris Hogan.
Ah,
Yep.
jeez. Yeah.
Danny Amendola.
Beast.
Danny Amendola, yeah, that was one where when I was thinking of my little white guys, I was like, oh, like I kind of forgot about him. There was no way in hell he was making it above who I had, but Danny
course.
Amendola though.
Did you guys see the Instagram post on the Tuck Rule Takes page about Sam Akins?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam Akins. Yep.
Yep. He had
Mhm.
2 touchdowns ever.
The biggest what if, who I think if he played more, he could have been in consideration. Malcolm Mitchell.
Yep.
Yes,
Ah,
of course.
He could have if he had stayed healthy and could have stayed in the league a little longer, I think he would have been right up there.
That's
the
a wide
definition
receiver
of
one.
a cult hero
Yeah,
in New England.
literally.
Which
Yeah.
like I'm sure that term will come up a little bit because there's a lot of them in New England. But Malcolm Mitchell is one. If you say that name to a Patriots fan, they remember.
Yeah,
They
their
remember.
ears perk up. They remember the 3rd and 4th down in the Super Bowl.
Dude, it's always the same thing where they go Malcolm Mitchell, right? Oh yeah, man. If only, right? Like it's one of those things. It's the
Yeah.
biggest what if, like you
Yeah.
said. I think that is what. Oh shit, that's another one. Maybe or do we do Patriots what ifs? I don't know. We'll think of something.
Okay,
We
yeah,
got
yeah.
we got a few good ones. Yeah, we got a few good ones.
Yeah.
Did anyone think not that he would have made it, but Philip Dorsett. I liked Philip Dorsett here.
No,
He was
I
I
really
like
cool.
him too. I like him, but no, of
Know where he went to school?
course.
Florida?
Get fucked.
Well, a
Brandon
school in
Cooks.
Florida, yes.
Brandon Cooks.
What is it?
One
Brandon Cooks.
year.
Yeah,
One
but that
year.
was a beautiful 1 year. It
It
was
was.
poetic 1 year.
And then he got
Until-
knocked out in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Malcolm X
Ugh.
decapitated that fucking guy. That was a tough one.
I'm trying to think. I got like a quick list pulled up. I can't even really think of anybody else. I just saw Juju Smith-Schuster's name. That pissed me off just
Uh,
seeing it.
Ew.
Dante Stallworth.
Yeah,
the
no, he'll never make my
immortal
list,
Dante
dude. I don't
Stallworth,
like him
dude.
as much as
He
you
was
do.
so good, dude.
He's on your list for
Oh,
sure.
He was a monster, a world beater.
Yeah, I Michael Floyd for that one play. I mean, for
Michael
that one
Floyd
block.
was awesome. Yeah,
That one
literally.
block.
This is like textbook Patriots where they're like, yo, you remember that block? Like we're fucking talking about a
Yeah,
wide
dude, that
receiver
sprung Edelman
block.
as he was going. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
He actually had a touchdown in that game too. No one cares. It was his only touchdown. No one gives a fuck. He had a great block.
I always forget Joey Galloway was here for a quick
Joey
second.
Galloway is a monster. He wasn't on
Yeah.
the Patriots, but he
And,
was a
and then,
monster.
of course, there's one which I think this is another big what if. Which I was wondering if Liam, I think you would have been the one if anybody put him on here. Big what if he actually panned out. Chad Ochocinco.
It's
Eh,
a really
he was at
good
the
one.
end.
It's a really good one. He wasn't that much at the end though. He still had it.
But like, imagine
Little
if he
bit,
just
but-
like had more than like nothing here. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's a what if thing to me.
He
Like
had
that would have been
one
great.
fucking touchdown. And I remember his touchdown very well, left
Hmm.
sideline against the Bills. But like, it's unbelievable to me that he had nothing, absolutely nothing left to give is
Not a
super
single thing.
strange to me.
Nothing at
Yeah,
all. Yep. Yep, nothing at all. But yeah, any other guys or any other names you can think of to throw out there before we move on to tight ends?
there was one that crossed my mind. Of course, I can't remember it now. Shit.
Brian Timms probably. Tim's
Must have
time.
been.
Or Demir Bird, those two. Um,
I try and remember Demir Bird as little as possible.
God, yeah. So does Demir Bird. Um, all right, tight ends. Again, there's the obvious pick here.
Yep.
Um, Rob Gronkowski, number one, greatest tight end of all time in my estimation.
Yep.
It's close. You can put whoever you want up there. You can put you want to put Tony Gonzalez, you want to put Shannon Sharp, you want to put Antonio Gates. I think that's a good Mount Rushmore. Kelsey is not up there to me because he's not a tight end. He's a receiver who parades as a tight end.
So you
Um,
think the
so
same with Jimmy Graham?
so get fucked. Yep. Yep. I think so. But a little less because Jimmy Graham at least played
It's cool.
basketball, so he could box people out and
Yeah,
went up for
100%.
catches and
sure.
shit like that. But
True,
yeah,
true.
so it's Gronk to me. Next one. We also remember this guy not for a block, but for a hit that he laid on someone.
Yep.
Ben Watson.
That's my
Ben
number two.
Watson's my next
Yeah.
guy. And then this one, I almost wasn't going to put him on here, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it because he
I
has
know.
shepherded us through this rough time. Hunter Henry. Love Hunter Henry.
I thought you were
Yep.
going Hernandez.
No,
Oh.
I had his name and I erased it for Ben Watson because I was like, it makes sense to do Gronk and Hernandez, but I was like, I can't. You guys
Yeah.
can't, I can't. But yeah, I got Gronk, Watson, and Hunter Henry as my three tight ends. Yep.
So we
Yep.
nearly have identical lists, but for continuity's sake, I did Hunter Henry as my last one with a slash because I have him basically neck and neck with another guy who did not put up the consistent numbers that Hunter Henry did, but he had the ultimate impact. And that was Martellus Marty Bennett. Had to be him, had to put him on the list.
Dallas
Super
Bennett.
Bowl hero, played the entire season, and we won the Super Bowl with him because Gronk was out against the
Damn.
Falcons. He had to go on there for me.
Hmm. All right. Yeah, I like it. Who else you got?
Okay. Oh,
Oh, that's I. Other
Same
than
thing.
that, yeah, it's the exact same thing. Gronk and Ben Watson.
No, you can't beat those first two. Although Al, maybe
Oh,
you can. Who do you got, Al?
no, I can't. I have a repeat. I don't have Ben Watson on there, but I have Gronk. I have Marty Bennett second because people forget how good he was
he's a
for that
monster.
Super Bowl team. Like he
Yeah,
had, I think, like 6 touchdowns on the season. And if you recall last week, if all of you listened to the trivia episode, you will know that Martellus Bennett had the most touchdown receptions for the Patriots in that 2016 season.
I did
So
not pay attention apparently because that's an awesome stat.
clearly, your
Mhm.
head was in the
Love it.
clouds or somewhere else.
Yeah,
And Hunter Henry was the last one. So
yeah.
yeah.
I remember that over the shoulder Martellus Bennett catch in the Falcons Super Bowl. I'm like,
Uh,
oh, it's like
uh,
this guy monster.
guys,
He almost had the winning touchdown. Well, just
Yeah,
real quick,
that
he
was
almost had
the.
the
I'm
winning
pretty sure that
touchdown.
was the play. He was
Oh,
like down like just a yard short. I was like,
Well,
fuck.
it was a
ah.
pass interference, and that led to the
Okay, never mind.
Yep,
to the white score. Yeah,
dude,
Mm.
to the white score. We don't see
the
color.
James White score.
No, I'm just
Sorry.
kidding.
Heyo.
Guys, I think there's one very, very glaring omission here. You can do a couple, but the one to me is Christian Fourier.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
like that to me, like that is like for those early kind of dynasty Patriots, Christian Fourier is a guy. He's not going to make it on anybody's top 10, top five tight ends list. But again, another New England Christian Fourier. I think he at least deserves a mention. I'm sure you guys can think of another one or so, but that's
Jermaine
I
really
had
who I
Wiggins.
thought.
I had Jermaine Wiggins and Daniel Graham as my honorable
Daniel
mentions.
Graham.
Oh
Daniel
yeah, Danny
Graham,
Graham.
dude, friggin' 2004, the year they beat the Eagles, he was sick in that Super Bowl too. He had 7 touchdowns. That's a lot for a fucking tight end.
Damn. All
Yeah, he
right.
was really good.
That's probably more catches than Scott Chandler had, right?
Yes, but Scott Chandler goes on my list because he, just like Martellus Bennett, he's a number one on another team. And not only a number one, like he's a really good number one. And then we get him as a backup. So both Martellus Bennett and Scott Chandler, I'm like, I can't believe we just have these fucking guys as backups. This is unbelievable. And Scott Chandler's one season for us. It was awesome. It was just all jump balls. It worked every time.
Scott Chandler, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think he had
Um,
three of them. He was a monster.
um, all right, tight ends did it. So now with offensive linemen, Liam, I'll let you go. It's your turn next. But who do you want? Do you want to start with offensive tackles, or do you want to go guards? Do you want to go centers? Because I think my list is more so like Al's, where I kind of lumped three offensive tackles in, whether it's left or right. Same with guards, and then center. Obviously, there's really just three centers, but I figure since you might have more, I think you should go your left and right tackles.
Yeah.
Lay them all out there and show us what you got.
So I will start with the centers though, since we have all those together, and that's probably
Mhm.
like the easiest one to do. So we'll start there, and then I'll just start all the offensive line ones because I have a I have like top three, but I have like most of my list got like 6 to 8 deep. So, yeah, dude, I'm picking out like practice squad players that I liked from like 2015.
Jesus. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
but so center position, obviously. This one was tough to pick a starting center for the
Between two
All-Century Team
guys, kind
between
of.
two guys,
Yeah.
and it was brutal. But maybe recency bias took over, or maybe it was just all his personality. But it has to be our most recent fallen comrade, David Andrews.
Mhm.
Coolest fucking dude in the room.
Yep.
Awesome center. Was there for more Super Bowls than the guy who was my consideration for number one. So David Andrews wins out in that front. My number two is Dan Coppin.
Yep.
Monster. And then number three,
Yeah. Have
forgotten
some
name.
fun. Who you got? Who you got?
Yeah, forgotten name. A lot of people love him. A lot of people. The internet world, the birds were chirping. A lot of people were saying Liam was gonna pick Ryan Wendell with his third pick, but no, Ryan Wendell is actually my fourth. I'm coming in with a sleeper pick off the top rope, our starting center in that incredible Seahawks Super Bowl. You guys are gonna ship bricks when you hear this name. Brian Stork.
Oh
Right
my
when you were about to
gosh.
say it, I was like, "Oh yeah, shit."
He was a
God, he played what,
monster.
1 year?
I think so. He was so
Oh,
good. I think he
yeah.
played more than 1 year. I looked it up
Dude, people
earlier.
thought Brian Stork was going to be like the next guy. I think he played 1 year, kind of like got beat out in the position. The next one then got cut or something like that.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it
let's
was,
see.
yeah, that was
Yeah, two
nuts.
seasons. Wow.
Yeah, dude, Brian Stork. I
Yeah, he
remember
got hurt his second.
everybody was like, yep, Brian fucking Stork, he's the
Yeah,
guy. Um, yeah,
monster.
damn, what a name. Al, centers.
First two are the same as Liam. David Andrews, Dan Copen. My third one was a little different. I went with the winner of the first couple Super Bowls, at least the first Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. It's Damian Woody.
Mm,
Ooh, that one
Damian,
considered.
yeah, Damian Woody was kind of like the anchor of that offensive line.
yep.
And he
Yeah,
obviously helped Brady get his first of many, many Super Bowls. But yeah, Damian Woody is my third one.
he was a
Mhm.
big fucking boy. That guy was a
Big
Big
dude.
house.
man.
Holy
Yep.
shit, dude.
Yep, big man, big man.
Yeah.
Damian Woody, good one. He was almost going to be on my list, but I was like, like, uh, it was the Jets thing came into play. I was like, fuck
Yeah.
him. Like, I don't know. So, yeah, mine, the most boring list you could have. We all mentioned the names. It's David Andrews, it's Coppin, and it's Ryan Wendell.
Yep.
Pretty standard there. I was thinking of putting maybe some Ben Brown in there, maybe to throw
No,
he kept us afloat, but then I said no.
afloat is a loosely defined term.
He kept us afloat in the sense where like instead of 10 people dying, only 8 died. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was like the Titanic. It only took 8 hours to sink.
yeah.
Great.
I don't think there's any honorable mention for this one. Correct
No.
me if I'm wrong. Like,
I
unless
guess
Liam's got one.
I'll skip my list. There's a bunch of them. We're
Ah.
good. Um,
Um, yeah, man.
so
So
I say
go whatever you want to
now
do.
now we jump to the arguably most important position on the offensive line. We'll go to the coveted left tackle position. This one was a lot tougher for me. I The clear cut number one is Matt Light in my eyes. That's
Mhm.
a layup. That's a no brainer. Number two, no problems there as well. Nate Solder, easy money.
Mhm.
Number three though, number three got pretty bare bones. I'm gonna tell
Three
you,
is three is tough. There's a
three is
few that could
tough.
be there. Yep.
Yeah, and I went with the most questionable choice, even though I fucking hate this guy, and I think we all fucking hate this guy.
Yep.
I had to go with Trent Brown,
Mhm.
just because of how good he
Ew.
was. I know, just because of how good he was for that one season when we won the Super Bowl, and he was pretty good before the Patriots on other teams, and then came to the Patriots. He was good for like a year-ish, a year or two, and then
Mhm.
fucking awful. So I had to do it. Like I looking at the other names, it's pretty bare bones out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a lot.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Al, speaking of those bare bones, can you pick any? Do you have any different ones?
Please give me a
I
better option than Trent Brown.
I have one different one. So I did not do what Liam did. I just went the offensive tackles, left and right tackles all together. So
Okay.
my offensive tackle group is as follows: Matt Light, number one, seven-time Pro Bowler. That's pretty self-explanatory. Nate Solder, number two, again, another just anchor on many of the good offensive lines in front of Tom Brady. The other one I went with, he kind of was a little underrated, and I think at the end of his Patriots tenure, we were getting a little tired of him. Marcus Cannon. Marcus Cannon actually had some
Ooh.
decent years for the Patriots at the tackle
Yeah.
position.
He
So
had some left tackle time. Yep, he did. He did. I forgot about that because I think he's really what, a guard, I think. Or he was like a right guard or something, or right tackle. And then they switched him back. But yeah, dude, Marcus Cannon. A name, by the way, I don't know if they should have got rid. There's a couple of names on here where I don't think the Patriots should have got rid of him, but Marcus Cannon, it's a good one. That's a good one. Um,
hey,
so okay, yeah, I actually do have three left tackles just because only one of mine is different from Liam. Matt Light, I think hands down, best left tackle Patriots ever had. My dad hated him. Fun fact, like how I hate Peyton Pritchard, that's how my dad hates on Matt Light. Hated on
wow.
Matt Light. So yeah, crazy, right? I think that's crazier than hating on Peyton Pritchard. But yeah, Matt Light, my guy. Nate Solder, obviously, big son of a bitch, huge son of a bitch. And next, I was going between Trent Brown and this guy. And I think maybe because Liam picked Trent Brown, I'm going to go differently. But Isaiah
Please.
Wynn. Isaiah Wynn had a few good years at left tackle.
Oh, I
Yep.
don't know who's worse.
No, it's not like a good murderer's row. It's almost like a
No.
I want to get murdered row.
Yeah,
But
100%. Like,
but
how
yeah,
did
no,
we get
Isaiah
here?
Wynn, I think his highs to me were almost as high as Trent Brown's, if not right there. But those are my left tackles though. So I think Matt Light clearly. I don't think there's any. I don't think there, like, unless you're talking about people that maybe played there for like a game or two. I don't think there's any snubs for left tackles, Liam, unless you got some. Otherwise, proceed to your next. I guess go to right tackle since Al already gave his.
Yeah.
So I'll throw mine out after you.
So we'll go to right tackles here. Number one, pretty easy. Sebastian Vollmer.
Hmm.
Number two, Nick Kazur. Do you remember
Yep.
him?
Yep.
Yep. So he was the offensive tackle for 5 years from like 2005 to 2010. He was super reliable. And then I had Marcus Cannon over here because he played fucking everywhere. But he
Hmm.
was like Damian Woody, like absolute beast of a man, but not really like his fat, like just a fucking meat house, like a sturdy bastard.
Hmm.
I very much enjoyed Marcus Cannon. His fall off though was real bad.
It was intense. Yeah, it was
Mm,
intense. Yeah.
yeah,
My list very similar to yours. Sebastian Vollmer, he's got to be number one on there. I mean, just a great guy. Huge
yeah,
too. Him and Solder, just giant individuals.
yeah. Isn't
Great
Vollmer like
guys to
6 foot
have.
8?
Great guys to have at the tackle position.
Yeah,
Nick Kazur, the next guy, same thing. Played here for a few years, obviously. Those early years, he was great. The next one, Liam, you're not going to like it. It's a newer guy. I'm going Mike Owenu, right tackle.
I was wondering if you guys were gonna slip this
I'm
guy's
gonna pick
fucking
him.
name
I'm
off
gonna
the
pick him because you
list.
know what? I don't think there's been that many good right tackles, and I think that's kind of a detriment or a shot at Belichick, where like some of these names, like they were here for a couple of years or so, where they were just plug and plays, but I don't think they produced long enough. I don't think they were, like they didn't have like the sustained success, which is funny because I'm picking Michael Wenu, but I think he has years ahead of him too. So I'm kind of projecting a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit.
fair.
And in these last couple of years, he's been at right tackle. He's been one of the bright spots. He's played on good lines, bad lines. I'm going Michael Wenu for right tackle.
He's obviously clear cut better though as right guard, and he's just playing tackle just because he has to.
Yeah, I mean, if you have him
Not
at right guard, I
anymore.
wouldn't hate it.
Not anymore.
It's true. It's true. He
Yeah,
is
this is
back.
true.
So I looked it up. Nate Solder, 6'9", Sebastian Vollmer, 6'8". That's a crazy tackle duo for Tom Brady to
That's
be sitting behind.
Dude,
That's
that's just
absurd.
that's a crazy team to, I mean, a crazy, yeah, tackle duo
Yeah.
to play behind.
You can't
Nuts.
even see Tom Brady behind that fucking thing. And Tom
No,
Brady's like 6'6". Like he's a big boy too.
no, dude,
That's
imagine like
nuts.
Dion Lewis running behind them.
Yeah,
Like, that's
that
crazy.
that can't be comfortable. Oh man.
Yeah, good ones. So Liam, where do you want to go? Left guard, right guard?
We'll jump back over to left guard here, and I
Cool.
think no one is going to argue with a clear-cut number one left guard spot. Maybe the best guard in Patriots history, besides John Hanna, I guess, for those old heads. But
I
I never
guess,
got to
yeah.
see him play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going Logan Matkins, a man's man, a Southern boy who loves hunting and dip, and that's my fucking lineman.
Mhm.
Number two, the consummate champion. Dude can't, unless he plays the Eagles, he just can't help but win Super Bowls, and it's Joe Tooney. He's just such a dog.
hmm
He's going to be one of the greatest winners by the end of his career. Still going, love him. And then number third, our return specialist, Dan Connolly.
Oh God. Yep.
Gotta love Dan
Yep.
Connolly.
Yeah,
Dan Connolly. God. Yeah, I forgot about
he's
him. Dude,
good
that
old
kickoff return too is
63.
one of the best things ever. Yeah,
Dude,
I love it.
it's the biggest tease that he gets tackled. You're like, he's
hmm
gonna go. He's gonna go. I still watch it now. I know how it ends. I'm like, he's gonna go. He's gonna
Yeah,
get in the
and he
end zone this
doesn't. He
time.
doesn't go.
It's so fucking annoying.
Never does.
Yeah.
Al, same thing as last time. So just give your three, then I'll go. Then Liam, you do right guards, I'll go right guards, and then we'll move on from offensive line. But
Yeah, so had the same first two, Mankins and Tooney. I mean, you can't really say much more about them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the third one was actually who Mike put at right tackle. I'm putting Mike and Wenu at number three for the
You
guard position.
guys are ridiculous.
But
Absolutely
you even
ridiculous.
just said that he was better at guard than
He is.
tackle.
He
And I put
is,
him at
but
number three.
he is not an all-time guard on this Patriots team.
There are no other options for all-time guards.
Oh, please. Au contraire,
Oh
Al.
my
I
Oh,
promise
God.
that's
you, especially
ridiculous.
because you're grouping in the two. Oh my God, you guys just
I
cannot
like the
get off
pick. I
pick
love
on
it, Al.
Wenu's dick.
Thank you.
I
This
Thank
is
you, Mike.
love that, Al.
ridiculous.
Thank you,
I
Mike.
love it. All right.
Oh,
Liam, who do you got for right guard then? Michael Wenu?
headlining. I wanted to put the clear-cut Hall of Famer at number one, but just because he wasn't on the Patriots for long enough, he bumps to my number two. So we're going to start with the stud. I don't think we ever should have traded him away. Shaq Mason. Good old
hmm
69, baby. He
Yep.
is a monster. So he's my number one. Hall of Famer Brian Waters comes in at number two. Linebackers number at fullback, number 54, or linebackers number at guard, number 54. And then the third one was pretty tough. I didn't want to put this guy on the list because I know his son. His son's a fucking massive douchebag, and I fucking hate him. But I guess he had a pretty good career with the Patriots. He did win three Super Bowls and started in all of them. So he's pretty good, but his son's just such a tool. Joe Andruzzi.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't hate that. Can't hate
Yeah.
that. So he's number three on my list. Obviously, you got Shaq Mason on there too. And
Yep.
then Dan Connolly. Yep.
Yep.
Dan Connolly. Steve Neal. Anyone want to put
Steve
Steven Neal
Neal is
on there?
he's my four. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Was
love
thinking
Steve
about
Neal.
Steve Neal.
Just wasn't here for long enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he might be the only one. Like if you want to put Michael Wenu over there, you could. I
Yeah.
already had him at right tackle. So
Truly, that
obviously he's in there.
2007-8 Patriots team, that offensive line, that could just be your all-century team. They were all perfect,
Yeah.
except for at the end. But
hmm
yeah.
Um I wish we could have put Cole Strange on this list.
Mm,
Like I just if he
I would have
stayed
loved to.
healthy, if he stayed healthy, I think he could be number three on any of our lists. But just
Yeah,
dog,
just can't do it.
he just didn't do it. He just couldn't do it. So offense, I think that's it, right? We hit the line, tight ends, fullbacks, receivers, quarterback. I think we did it, right?
Yep.
All right.
Rounds out the offense, baby.
Defense. Where do you guys want to start? Do you want to start from the interior out, or do you want to do front
Yeah.
seven to back, or you want to do the
We'll
front?
do a Shaquille O'Neal style, inside out.
All right. I think we should start, to be honest. You know what? Let's just make it easy. I think we should start at nose tackle, if we're being honest. There's really one, like
Yeah.
just one. But yeah, Vince Wilfork obviously is going to be on there. There's another one who I want to put him on there, but I don't know. So I'm gonna wait a second to put him on. But
Did you quantify nose tackle as separate from defensive tackle?
I no, same thing to me. Same
Okay.
thing. Nose tackle, DT, yeah, same thing. So Will Fork, Alan Branch is my other one.
That was going to
Alan
be
Branch.
mine.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like him. I like
So
him on this
I have a
list.
nose tackle section, and Alan Branch is my number two for nose tackles.
Yeah, and then for next, this one, I mean, listen, roast me if you want, but I'm putting him on here. Christian Barmore. Sorry. I'm putting him on. I know he's only played whatever. He had his blood clots, but I'm putting him on. He's gonna make my list because I think we'll look back at this 5 years from now and be like, yep, yep.
I had him on my list because he had 12 and a half sacks. And as a
Hmm.
defensive tackle, if you get 12 and a half sacks, you're a fucking madman.
That's
Uh,
huge.
but I don't know if he's ever going to play again, so I had to take him off.
Yeah, no, I
Like I,
completely get
I,
it.
I can't. Like I think Victor Wembanyama in the NBA right now might never play again because of blood clots.
Hmm.
It ended Chris Bosh's career, and he's the finest athlete I've ever seen. I just don't have faith that anyone gets over this until I see it. So
I
I had
get
to
it.
take him off.
I get it. I get it. But yeah, that's my list. So Will Fork, Branch, and Barmore. So whichever one of you guys want to go next.
Al.
Liam, you go ahead. You take
All
this
right,
one.
gotcha. So for defensive tackle, so my nose guard section was Richard Seymour, or was Vince Wilfork, Alan Branch, and then my number three on this list. So I'll just go into the defensive tackles. I have Richard Seymour, Vince Wilfork, and number three on my defensive tackle list, number three on my nose guard list. Played here for fucking 7 years. He was around for a while. Lawrence Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Really good.
Hmm.
He kind of snuck out the back door. I remember when we were like, all right, I guess it's time for him to go. I remember talking about him getting cut on the show, but he was just there forever and always like pretty good. And his sack numbers, he always got like 2 sacks every year. And you're like, cool, that's all I need from a defensive
Hmm.
tackle.
Yep. Yep. I have no qualms with him being on there. Yep.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Al, who you got?
Yeah, I feel bad because I can't really add much more to these because you guys we're on the same wavelength right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty easy. It's Vince Wilfork, it's Richard Seymour, and I also had Alan Branch on there because I just remember Alan Branch's fumble recovery in Super Bowl 51 when he recovered the strip sack from Dante Hightower.
That was
He
him.
recovered that? I didn't know
Yeah,
That was him.
that.
he
Yep.
recovered the
Forgot.
fumble. There's
No
the
shit.
picture of him holding the football up with one hand in the air, running around.
He's
Like
probably
he
holding it like a fucking Nerf football.
I know, right?
exactly.
God,
Like his hands were just
huge
so
man.
big. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, those three guys, I mean, you guys hit the nail on the head with all the stats and all the reasoning. I can't add anything else because
Yeah.
yeah.
Alan Grant Branch is a great pick. I
I
don't
got a
remember that
name, and
fumble one.
before I say his name, I want to see what his playing weight was. Height and weight. Okay, yeah. So this guy was only here for a year, basically. 6'5", 375 pounds, Ted
Oh,
Washington.
shit. Yes. Teddy
Just
Oh
a
Duds.
yeah. Ted
just
Washington.
a
Wow.
pile of a
Yeah.
man.
Throwback.
Like,
Monster. He was so sick on the Raiders too.
yep. Yeah, but no, that's
Yeah.
I don't have any honorable mention for here. Liam, do you have any nose tackle, D tackle honorable mentions?
Yeah, I have a bunch. Ty Warren.
See, I
Yeah.
have him somewhere else, but
Okay.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
then Jarvis Green. You
Yep.
remember him? He
Yep.
was
Oh
a
yeah,
monster.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he had
Yep.
like that
Yep.
great playoff game against Peyton Manning, and that was basically the
Hmm.
only thing he ever did, but that was awesome. So Al, do you think Vince is the best defensive tackle in Patriots history?
I think
Yeah.
so.
It,
Yeah.
I, it's kind of hard to disagree. Like the interceptions, he's
Just
just so
everything,
likable.
dude.
The
Yeah, he
eating the
just
turkey
everything.
leg at Thanksgiving,
Yeah, he's
like
so
the
likable.
Mhm.
overalls, like everything.
Killing Donald Brown over the middle on a drag route, just
God, I saw a lot of that recently. I don't know why. Like maybe it was the anniversary of it, or like or the
yeah.
year, 10 year, I don't know something. But yeah, I kept seeing that. But um, yeah, I don't have any other ones.
Yep.
The next one though, Al, whatever you want to do. Do you want to do right? How did you do this? Did you do right ends, left ends? Like
I
how
just
did
did
you?
defensive ends altogether.
Me
Okay, yeah,
too.
cool. Throw them out there. Throw them out there.
I'll keep
Let's
it.
just
I'll
talk.
keep
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Let's just talk about defensive ends then. Let's
I
just.
mean, Willie McGinnis. That's my first one. I mean, Big Will. You
Okay,
know,
so I have to jump in here. Are we differentiating from linebackers and DNs?
So that's my
McGinnis is
question
listed as a
because
DN. That's the thing.
Is he?
Yeah.
different years he was listed as different things. Like I think
Okay,
because
so
hold
that
on, what
makes it
I
tough.
think this year he was listed as both. Let me see, what is it?
Because it all
Yeah, no,
depends
like
on the
for instance,
defensive scheme.
2004 he's a linebacker. 2003 he's a right defensive end. So it just kind of, and then the year before he was a left defensive end. So I don't, whatever you want to put them as, just
That's fair.
three defensive ends and
Yeah.
whatever. We'll go from there.
I mean, Willie McGinnis, the Indianapolis game, the fourth down stop, just running down the field with the number one
Mm,
pointed up in the air, just like
Yeah,
iconic
mm.
moment in Patriots
Hall of Fame
history.
just for that.
Yep.
Chandler Jones was another name I threw on there. He was such a beast, especially for that
Yep.
Agreed.
Super Bowl 49 team. Obviously, had some mental health, has some mental health stuff going on, and hopefully wish him the best. But when he was a
Hmm.
Patriot, he
He
was
had
doing
it
a lot
all
of big
together.
things. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then Rob Ninkovich was the other one, just a good, solid football player for the Patriots.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
McGinnis, Jones, and Ninkovich are my defensive ends.
Al basically swiped out my entire list, except I had another arguable outside linebacker defensive end in the more recent category. But I did want to ask, were you guys as fucking crushed as I was when Chandler Jones was traded to the Cardinals?
Yeah, I
I was
have
a
his
little
jersey.
upset.
So yeah, he was my guy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For Jonathan Cooper, and I thought Jonathan Cooper was going to be awesome, so I was like,
Nothing.
okay. I was like, we're getting a good guard. Like, I think we can deal with this. And then, like, after a season, I was like, this is the worst thing in the world. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Chandler Jones had like 18 sacks on the
Yep.
Cardinals. I was like,
Mhm.
this sucks.
Hey, we missed one for nose tackles. Defensive tackles, by the way. Devon
Albert
Godchaux.
Ainsworth. Yeah, I don't think we missed
Uh,
one.
Yeah, no. All right.
Hainsworth too.
Yeah,
Hainsworth
Oh,
was kind of
Ainsworth.
Hainsworth
Yeah,
fucking
it
let down
sucked.
central
Yeah,
with that
yeah,
bitch.
he
Yeah.
sucked. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's no, but Al, those are good ones. I mean, Richard Seymour for me is on my defensive ends. I didn't have him as defensive tackle or nose tackle.
Yeah,
I had Rob Dinkovich as well. Personal favorite,
gotta.
another guy where maybe outside of New England he doesn't get the recognition or whatever,
No.
but inside New England, fan favorite from everybody involved. My wife's favorite player, so have to put Rob Ninkovich on there.
He was a
Um,
long snapper for the Saints.
Dude, I don't know. Like that's
How do you
crazy.
miss that badly? And Sean Payton's a Hall of Fame coach. How do you miss that badly?
He did.
That's crazy to me.
He did though. He did. And then
Yeah.
my next one, Ty Warren. I have him
Ooh,
technically as a left
okay.
defensive
Yeah.
end. So yeah, Ty Warren. A lot of people forget about him because he kind of early on a little bit, kind of in the years where there were other bigger names here. But yeah, those are my
Yeah.
three kind of defensive end. Chandler Jones, I would have put on there, but I don't know. There's a couple other one hit wonders that could be on there too. But yeah, Liam, I want to
Ton.
know.
right.
I want to know your list, buddy.
Okay, so mine's basically a mimic of Al's list. It's headlined by Chandler Jones. And then I slipped in some recency here, which you guys probably have at a different position, but he most recently played defensive end and now he's out of the league. But Matthew Judon, just in his
Yeah.
prime for those
Yep.
seasons, I had to put him on there. And
Hmm.
I always saw him as more of a defensive end on the Patriots. He never dropped into coverage. So I'm fucking taking Matthew Judon there.
Yeah, that's a
And
good one.
then
Makes sense.
I had Ninkovich third. Yeah, so
Damn, dude, Judon,
yeah.
Judon, forgot about him. Honestly, the
Oh, you
list,
didn't
other
have him
than
on the
like,
list at all?
no, I didn't even,
Ooh.
I like didn't,
Dude,
wasn't
you
even a
were out
blip
of the
on
three of
my
us, you were the
memory.
biggest Judon guy, and we all loved him, and you were by
I,
far the biggest. The red
yeah,
sleeves, dude.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. But yeah, no, I just a brain fart. Didn't even think of him. Yeah, I don't know how many more. I think we rattled off a good amount. I don't think there's any more honorable mentions for defensive ends anywhere.
I have a couple.
Who you got?
Do you remember Jabal Sheard?
Yep. Yep. Came over from the Browns, right?
Freak.
If I remember, or did he go to the
Yeah.
Browns? Came from the
No,
Browns.
came from the Browns. He
Yep.
might have went back.
I
Probably
think he went to
knowing
the
Billy sent him to the
Falcons or
fucking. He
somewhere.
could have. Oh no, Colts. He ended up on the Colts.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
But friggin' and then Akeem
Oh, I got a
Ayers.
couple too. I got a couple too. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
Akeem Ayers, that big beefy motherfucker. He was
Yep.
really good.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you have?
Dietrich Wise,
Yeah, of
recent one,
course.
captain.
Yeah.
Trey Flowers. That
Yes.
was
Oh
one
yeah, Trey Flowers. Forgot about that.
kind of a one-hit wonder a little bit.
Yeah.
Went to the Lions, didn't really produce that much.
Post about that on
Um,
the Tuck Rule Tigs Instagram page.
yeah, now I'm just I see another one here. Forgot about this guy. Number 96, old as shit, I think, when he came here. Just always looked old. Andre Carter.
I love Andre Carter.
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
he's
he
my
was a
number
psycho.
five. Yeah,
He played like
crazy
a
human
psycho.
being. Yeah, his
Yeah,
son just got drafted. I think he's on Steelers, but
that's
yeah,
silly.
What?
That's
yeah, but
But
yeah,
yeah, no,
Andre
I got
Carter
no
was
other ones.
terrifying. On the Redskins, he used to be such a monster.
I got no other ones for there. All
Oh,
right, next
I
we'll
have one.
oh,
He broke Michael Vick's ribs in a preseason game, ruined the fucking Eagles season, the third fucking preseason game. Yeah, hardly ever played, but when he did, he could have played tight end. He was super tall. Jermaine Cunningham,
I
number
Oh,
forgot
what a
about
name.
Jermaine
96.
Cunningham.
Yeah,
Oh,
I fucking hate that guy for what he did to Michael Vick.
damn. Jermaine Cunningham. That's a name.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a damn, forgot about him.
yeah.
Forgot about him. Hmm.
Borderline practice squad player, but he did play.
Yeah, yeah, no. Um, so I think we'll do the same thing with linebackers that we kind of did with defensive ends because like you can
Hmm.
do like left, right, center. Mine,
Yeah, so we'll
it's
do outside linebackers and inside linebackers.
outside and then inside. Okay, yeah. So I mean, all right, you go first then.
I was gonna say I put all linebackers together. You want me to go get them out of the way?
Fucking throw it out there, Al.
Mm, no, because it'll cut into some of our answers for inside linebackers. So you'll go last and lead us into the inside linebackers.
All right, Liam, you
So
Fair
go
enough.
first then.
for my outside linebackers, I have the studs, the Patriots Hall of Famers, Willie McGinnis, Mike Vrabel, two
Hmm.
absolute beast outside linebackers. And then my third one, Forgotten Love, still balling. He was here well after the Patriots dynasty, still holding it down. I'll never forget his touchdown against the Falcons in 2021. Kyle Van Noy.
I
Mm,
Love.
love
Kyle
me
Van
some
Noy.
Kyle
He's
Van
the
Noy.
coolest, dude. Oh,
Yep.
he was so good.
The shows that he does with his wife now are so funny.
I didn't even
Like,
know.
go on his Instagram. They like do like a mini series together. Like the other day, she was like coaching him on how to do like household like chores and stuff. It's actually genuinely funny.
No shit. Good. I will
Yeah.
check that out. He's such a funny dude. Every interview I've seen with him, he's hysterical.
So mine, one of the guys I have on here, I did have Kyle Van Noy, but I want to switch it up. So I kind of went old school. Mike Vrabel, obviously, he's got to be on there.
Yeah.
Roman Pfeiffer.
That's a
Awesome.
name. That
I
That's a
is
love
name from the
Roman
past, huh?
Pfeiffer. Yeah.
Roman Pfeiffer, you like that?
Bad motherfucker.
Um, and then I mean, obviously, like I said, Van Noy is a guy should be on there, but not going to do it. I'm putting Roosevelt Colvin on there.
Yep.
oh
Love
my
me some
gosh.
Rosie Colvin.
Oh,
Dude, no one cared about Roosevelt Coleman, and he was awesome.
He was so good. He was, and
Yeah.
like Roman Pfeiffer and Vrabel, old guys. Like obviously everybody knows Vrabel because of what he did.
Yeah.
Went to coaching. Now he's back here, obviously. But yeah, Roman Pfeiffer, definitely a name. He won here, so like he's a name Patriots fans know. Probably true linebacker heads know. Um,
Yes.
but yeah,
That's a
but yeah. Give
very
me
niche Patriots thing. Like, no one else knows Roman Pfeiffer.
Roman Pfeiffer is such a cool name too. I don't
It
even know
is.
why, but it's just
Yeah.
such a good name. But yeah, and then
Piper.
Roosevelt Colvin.
Just
Love
like
me
the way
some
you
Rosie
say it.
Colvin. Yeah.
Yeah. And number 59, Roosevelt Colvin. It's an also
Hmm.
that's a cool name too. Roosevelt Colvin.
Roosevelt Colvin. So
I want
Liam,
to name my kid Roosevelt.
do you want to give our other ones, or do you just want to have
Yeah.
Al go now, or how do you want to do it?
Al goes now, and then it'll kind of open it up for inside
All
linebackers.
right.
Okay, so I just did all linebackers together again. One of the names already said Mike Vrabel. I mean, the fact that he's our head
Yeah,
coach now is great, but he was such a stud, like with the way that he played linebacker and the fact that he could go in on offense and give you some reps at tight end too. He was
the
just a
coolest
football
part.
player. Like
Mhm.
that's the best part about him. So shout out Mike
Well
Vrabel,
put.
Teddy Bruschi. I mean, that's another name you got to throw in there,
Man's man.
and then Donta Hightower. Like
Yeah.
we, oh,
Teddy Bruschi.
look
Don't
at
you
that.
hate Teddy Bruschi?
He's my favorite player of all time.
Okay. Who
Yep.
hates Teddy Bruschi? Oh, my buddy, Big Black, who came on the show. He hates Teddy Bruschi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then honorable mention because they did have him listed at linebacker. Matt Judon. I threw Judon in as a
Yeah.
linebacker. I love Matt Judon too with the red sleeves, just the way
Forgot about
that
him again.
the first couple of seasons when he was here in New England, like the first half to three quarters, he was just a monster. Would slow down a little bit toward the end of the year, but just in those, 1 to 12 weeks, those first couple seasons, just unbelievably talented. Could stop a drive at any time. And it was
Yeah.
so much fun.
That was like what you watched when the Patriots were on defense. You're like, where are the red sleeves? There are the red sleeves. All right, the ball
Yep.
snap. Holy shit, he's getting to the quarterback. Like
Yep.
that, he carried us through the kind of iffy what's gonna happen next period of the Patriots. And we're like, no matter what, like we got this fucking
It
guy.
was it was basically like, okay, like when the defense lined up, it was like, where is he and where's Ronnie Perkins? Like
Yeah.
those were the names that we were up there. That's what I was looking for.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that's shared with the masses. Maybe that's something you keep to yourself.
Yeah, that's like my Jonas Gray love. My
Yeah.
my inside linebackers, very almost like what was it, the receiver? Almost like my tight ends, basically. Teddy Bruschi, all-time favorite Patriot player of all time. Just quintessential Patriot, had a stroke, had a heart attack, came back and played. Gerard Mayo, people don't want to say it because
Really
of the
good. I
whatever,
know.
but
It's
Gerard
not on my
Mayo,
list.
all-time Patriots
Yeah.
linebacker, and then Dante
Incredible.
Hightower. The
Yep.
big three. To me, the big three of Patriots linebackers are right there.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad I put my number three on this list because I love Gerard Mayo. You're absolutely right. He does deserve to be number three on my list, but just the air is still a little tainted, so
I
I'm
get it.
leaving off of it on this one. So I have the same Teddy Bruschi, Dante Hightower, and then my third one, another linebacker name, a fucking vicious
Oh, I know who
linebacker
you're
name,
gonna say. Yep.
scary motherfucker, a Dayless Thomas.
Oh no, I thought it was someone
Uh-oh.
else. Dude,
Who are you thinking?
I'll when we do honorable
Okay.
mentions in a second, I'll tell you. Adelius Thomas.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a
Okay.
good name.
Monster. Yeah, he was a scary motherfucker coming over from the Ravens. Was not as good on the Patriots as he was
Not
on
at
the
all.
Ravens, but he
Not
was
at
a
all.
he was a top five linebacker on the Ravens. Won a Super Bowl there, won a Super Bowl here. He was still super effective.
He was a little less. There's two huge snubs to me here. Two big ones. One of them, this is the name I thought you were gonna say, Brandon Spikes.
Yeah, fuck. How did I not? It didn't
Brandon
even cross my mind. The
Spikes.
Predator.
And then this next one, I didn't even think of until 5 minutes ago. Jamie Collins.
Yeah, I did think of
Oh
him.
yeah.
I
I think
wanted
he
to fit
could
him
I
in
think he could have
somewhere.
snuck in there,
He
right?
could have snuck into the outside linebackers, but I don't know if I could put him over Van Noy. Like he was really good.
Yeah,
He
that's
was
true.
really good. Maybe he's neck and neck with Van Noy.
Yeah, snubs. You guys got any? There's a bunch I'm looking at here, but you guys got
Yeah.
any other like
Rattle
actual snubs?
rattle them.
Yeah.
Any Liam? Yeah, because I mean, obviously you said, because I was going to say Adelius Thomas because I didn't think that you were going to say it. Then you said it. So I was like, oh, shit. That's a good one. Oh, shit. Where was the big one I just saw? Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Um, shit.
He's
I've
Where'd it
really
go?
struggling. Jeez.
No, I like just had it was another big one. I was like, how did nobody pick him?
I have
Not
one.
Jermaine Cunningham.
Tully
Oh,
Bantakane.
Tully Bantakane. That's what I was going to say. Yep.
What a
Yeah.
name. Jeez.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I always thought he was more of a defensive end, but I guess they have
Gary
him listed as
Guyton. I thought he was going to be something here, but he just wasn't. He
he
was
was
cool though.
not.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, he was pretty all right.
Um,
who was that? Oh, Cox. What was
Brian
his name?
Cox
Brian
Brian Cox,
Cox.
yeah.
He was a bad
was
motherfucker.
right
He
there.
was really good. Oh yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, he
I
had the
feel like
neck
everybody
roll.
has this, but
Yeah, he had the neck roll. He was a badass.
yep, Brian Cox was there. Just other snubs. Chris Long,
Chris
massive
Long.
when he was
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
big
love
when he was
Chris Long.
here.
Eagles legend.
Yep. But yeah,
Landon
linebackers.
Roberts. Remember he lined up at
Mhm.
fullback and caught a touchdown from Brady in
Yep.
week 17 against the Dolphins.
Yep. God, that was rough because that year that was
That year
just.
sucked. We lost that game.
Yep. Oh, I know. Yeah, kind of the dark days.
Yeah. Jawan Bentley.
Any. Yeah, yes, I was just gonna say any newer linebackers. I think Juwan
Yeah.
Bentley might be the only one
Yeah,
who might have
that's the
been
only
on
one that
there.
that's the only one that really stands out is Bentley. I wish he was still
Yeah.
here this year.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say kind of a short time here.
You could put Tavai on there, might be a stretch.
So I was just gonna say if he didn't have his bullshit last season where he was calling out the fans, I think Tavai would have been on one of our lists.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
He
maybe,
did
but
start bitching,
he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think we unpacked linebackers good enough, right?
I
Yeah.
would say.
Um, okay, the
Secondary.
last two, you guys for defense, last two. You guys
Yeah.
want to go corner or you
Yeah.
want to
Let's
go?
I was gonna say let's do safety because I feel like we're gonna have pretty much the same list. There's only like three
Yeah,
real names.
that's true.
Yeah,
I think we're all gonna have the same for corners too. But so did
Pretty
you guys
much.
do strong safety, free safety?
Just safeties.
I just did safeties. So Liam, what do you give us your strong and your free, and then
Okay.
Liam and I will
Yeah.
will go wherever you want to
So
start, strong or free.
we'll start with free safety just because it's a layup. And this one is probably gonna come as a surprise to a lot of you guys here. There is no Eugene Wilson on my list. He makes it in at number 4, but I have Devin McCourty.
Mhm.
And then I have the ultimate closer that almost never started and it didn't matter, Deron Harmon.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Dude got every game-winning pick. It was awesome. So I
Yep.
have him in there. And then my third free safety, the most recent you can get, Jabril Peppers. I think he's a monster. I
Mhm.
absolutely love Jabril Peppers, and he has to go on my list. I've loved him since college. It would be a sin if I didn't have him on.
I don't hate it. Recency stuff. Like, I mean, I had Barmore. Like, there's some recent guys you have
Yeah,
on there. I
and
can't
he's
hate it.
been really good. Like these
Mhm.
last 2 seasons, Pepper's the only one that seems to actually care. It's really, really nice.
Sure.
And then for strong safeties, I got the layups here. This is obvious. We got Rodney Harrison, the law firm lawyer Malloy, and Kyle Duggar as my third strong safety.
That's a fair one.
I hate Pat Chung, so I did not put him on here. I
I was
thought
just
he
gonna
was
say
a
there's one guy I thought you'd have, but then I was like, wait, I know
I
you're
absolutely
not gonna have
despise
him
Pat
on there.
Chung. Yeah, no, absolutely
Yeah, I mean my safeties, and I think Al, this is what you were talking about when you were like, I think we're gonna have the same list. It's McCourty, it's Rodney Harrison, and it's Lawyer Malloy. Those are
Yeah.
mine.
I had Harrison, McCourty, Malay. So yeah.
Yeah,
not.
the only one I
Yeah,
would
it's a
have put,
layup.
like, I was thinking maybe I'd put Patrick Chung on there, like just because
He was here forever.
I was a big fan of him as well. But yeah, just I mean those are my safeties. You can't beat them. You can't
I
beat
Yeah.
them.
have a ton of honorable mentions.
Who you got? Rattle them off. I want to hear
Rattle
them.
All right, so we got the immortal Steve Gregory,
Oh, I forgot. Oh God,
Okay.
UMass Amherst legend James Ahedebo.
Okay.
I did love him.
Uh, yeah,
Oh, I got one. Shit.
If any
Adrian Adrian Phillips.
if any
Okay.
that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That one year was awesome. And
Yep.
then of course, he was just outside my list, and I love him dearly. The hardest hitting, fine collecting motherfucker I've ever seen from the University of Miami, Brandon Merriweather.
Yep.
There you go. That's a
Yep.
good
Big
one.
Bang Clock. Yep. That's who I was.
Mm,
That was the one I just thought of, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like he maybe should be on there, but I just don't think he was good enough to be on there. Like to
yeah,
to beat out those top three that Al and I had. Like you need to be like one of them. And
a
yeah,
hundred percent. And then maybe the closest statistically who belongs on the list because he did win Super Bowls and he was really good. To Bucky Jones, he was just kind of outshadowed by Lawyer
to Bucky
Malloy.
Jones. That's a name.
Yeah.
That's a name from our
Yeah,
trivia last
yeah,
week.
100%. Yeah,
To Bucky
it's like one
Jones.
of my dad's favorite players.
To Bucky. It's a good name.
It
It is a
is.
good
Um.
name.
All right, corners.
Here we go.
We should
Did
all
you
have the
guys
same
did you
ones
guys
here.
do left, right, slot, or did you just
No,
do
All
corner?
all the
all the
same.
same.
All the same.
Okay, I wanna Al. Who do you got for corners?
Ty Law,
Yep,
Stephon Gilmore,
yep.
Malcolm Butler.
Ooh, there is one. Okay, so I'll go. I think we should all say our things, then we'll discuss it. So Ty Law, Darrell Revis,
That's a good one.
Stephon Gilmore. There's
All
one
of it.
guy I will never put on the list,
Alice Hobbs.
but we'll see. No, I love Ellis Hobbs. Horrible,
Yeah.
but I love Ellis Hobbs. Who you got?
So, I have Stephon as number one. No other corner has a defensive player of the year, and he was
Mhm,
here for just as long as Ty Law was in this century.
mhm.
So
He was
I
here for
got
longer than
Stephon.
Revis. Yep.
Yep, I got Ty at number two, and then Revis is number three because he was the best fucking corner in the league before, during, and for 1 year after.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think it was just him being here for 1 year. That's why he
Yeah.
was number 4 for me.
But we got
Hmm.
the ultimate goal, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get it. I get it. But I view him like I view like Calvin Johnson or like Randy Moss, those type of guys where it's like just like, or like Adrian Peterson for running backs,
Yeah.
like just my favorite to just watch.
Yeah.
Like
Like you're just the best.
yeah, like you watching like this is ridiculous. One
Yeah.
big one that I thought you guys would have, I won't put him on here because I think that he's wildly overrated. And it might be kind of sour grapes or whatever. I don't care what it is. JC Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't think he's overrated. He's
I
definitely in my
think
top 10.
I think he's your not your pickup artist. He's your what's it called? He's the guy who takes risks, gets, a
Yeah.
lot of picks, but when the risks don't pay off, he's not good. So
Yeah, he looks real bad.
he's either getting double digit interceptions or he's not
Getting
good.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Al, did you say Malcolm Butler?
I did.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I get it though. I get
Yeah.
it. I can't hate on it.
He did have some good years too, besides
He did.
the Super
Yeah.
Bowl interception.
Two.
Honestly, all you'd have to do is that one play, and that to
Yeah.
me, like you're there, you're in there.
You're a hero. That's what he is. He's a hero.
Yeah, he is a
Um,
hero.
this guy was never going to make it, but I love watching him play. I don't really want to bring him up because he's not a great guy. But Brandon Browner,
I will bring him up and I will proudly bring him up. I don't care how bad of a guy he is. I fucking loved Brandon
Mhm.
Browner. I had a
Yeah,
jersey. He was my favorite. We got Revis. I was double as excited when we got Brandon Browner. I went streaking when we got Terrell Revis.
the other McCourty, Jason McCourty, that's another
Yep.
one. Everybody likes him, obviously. This one I thought maybe someone would have him on there, but Logan Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah, he was pretty
He's on
good.
my honorable mentions. I have
There's
Otis
one.
Smith.
Oh, Otis Smith. No,
Otis
he's got to be
Smith.
on there though.
He
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Liam, do you have any other honorable mentions? Because there's one I really thought that you would have on here. Like,
Um,
I don't know why,
let me
but for
see.
some reason I saw
I
this
mean,
name.
I do have Asante Samuel on here.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, see, that's why I thought him.
Of course I do. If he would have caught the fucking ball, he'd be on my top three.
See,
But
for those reasons, and just because of how he's a dick now, he was never
yeah,
going to make it on this list.
I agree. I agree with you, Mike. He is a dink.
One guy who you could have put on here, and he didn't play here long, Aqib Talib.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's on mine too.
Aqib Talib, man.
I loved him.
Keep the
Aqib
lead.
Talib. Yep.
Kansas.
Was
Yep.
that just one year he was here too? I think it was 1.5 because he got here halfway through one of the seasons.
Yeah,
But
I'm trying to see any other snubs you guys can think of off the top of your head.
yeah, not exactly that they deserve to be on the list, but I kind of went down a rabbit hole of like not washed up corners, but like other teams' trash that became our treasure and weren't even trash because they were actually really good on their own respective teams. But I
Mhm.
had Sean Springs, number 24.
I was
He,
just thinking him.
he
He
was
would be on the I can't
sick
believe he
on the
played on the
Skins.
Patriots. Yep.
Yeah, he was sick. And then a lot of people don't remember this guy. He was one of the fastest fucking players I've ever seen on the field. Delta O'Neal, number
Delta.
24. Yeah.
I don't
Delta.
remember that name.
Yep.
He was on the Bengals, number 24, and then I think he was 27 on the Patriots, but he was a lightning bolt.
Delta Oni. There's one name where I kind of feel bad that we kind of forgot about him. I don't think he would have made the list.
If
Jonathan
you're,
Jones.
Yeah,
uh,
I
steady
wasn't
yeah,
gonna say. I
he
wasn't
was
gonna say who you
steady.
think I was gonna say, Liam.
Uh,
Jalen Mills.
no, I was thinking worse.
Who?
Kyle Arrington.
Thank
I
God that was the
fucking
name.
hate Kyle Arrington.
That was the
Yeah.
name that I was hoping nobody put on. He doesn't deserve to
Yeah,
even sniff any of these
no.
lists.
Did you know he led the league in picks though? I had no idea. I'm like, this dude sucks. How the
Dude,
fuck does he get? It was
that
a
must have
lot of
been a
picks
down
too.
year.
I
Must
mean,
have been a down year.
you get enough footballs thrown your way, you're bound to catch some of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, 100% because they were going after him. He was brutal. And then we have, of course, the hero that sent us to the Super Bowl we lost, Sterling Moore.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of his name, and I was like, I know it's a cool name. Yep.
Fuck you, Lee
Sterling Moore.
Evans.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got no more corners. I think I love doing this because like, you list your three and then you just end up just naming names. It's just
Yeah.
like when people say like when girls are like, what do you guys do when they hang out? We
It's
just
this.
list players' names and
It's
go, oh
That's
yeah,
literally
man.
it.
this. I do have one. It wasn't the Deflategate year. It might have been the year before we found the Colts in the playoffs. And yeah, it was the Revis year. Revis had a pick on Andrew Luck in that game. But to start the game, it was basically the first play of the game. This guy, number 37, gets a pick and runs it back for a
Got it.
touchdown.
Yep, little guy.
Yeah, Alfonso Denard.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Dude, I'm sorry.
Mm,
I'm good with numbers. If you throw numbers out
yeah,
there at me, I'll think of who it was. Yeah, Alfonso Denard,
100%.
man. I thought he was going to be the
Me
guy.
too.
He wasn't.
100%. He
He
wasn't at
wasn't.
all. No, he
Not at
wasn't
all.
even
Nope.
close.
Not
No.
one bit. He went to the Bengals, right? I think that's where he got
No,
shipped
his
off to.
brother was on the Bengals.
That's what it was. I never seen that
Darquez
Denard.
Denard. Yeah.
So much of a better name. Actually, both of them, Alfonso and Darquez.
Yeah, pretty badass.
Get him in here. All right, yeah. So I think we unpacked defense. Now we just got special teams, and that's it. How do you guys want to do special teams? You want to just do because kickers, I think it's kind of
Yeah. I did three special teams players, three kickers, three kick returners, dash punt returners.
cool. All
And
right,
then
start it
do we
off.
do punters?
I didn't do punters, no. But I mean,
If
we could come up with it.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah, no. We could do punters if you want. There's one punter. I will just say one punter.
Yeah, I will say one punter.
Okay,
Zoltan
so
Mesko, baby.
yeah, that's he's
My
number
guy.
one on my list.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll get the punters out of the way then. So I had Zoltan Mesko, Ryan Allen, and Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, for that one punt, that's right.
Good
You know,
one.
he had six. He had six
One.
punts.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
He had
Shit.
six punts.
Shit. All right.
Yeah, I
All
was gonna
right.
go Ryan Allen. That was gonna be the one that I was gonna name.
Yeah.
All I'll say is that you guys are lucky that I can't
No,
put
no
punters that
Jake
they have on the
Bailey's.
team right now. Nah,
Jake
Jake
Bailey.
Bailey.
He stinks.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he kind of sucked.
I don't know. Like, is he good guy? But I mean, there's one guy who I will put him on here. I won't put him on here now, but Bryce Behringer is going to be on this list. So just
You probably could put him on now.
you probably could. He's that good.
He's had two
Um,
years.
but yeah, punters though. Zoltan Mesko, Big Z.
Yeah, he's
Love
the
it.
goat.
Love it. Jake Bailey too, like you said, he's on there. We'll do kicker because I think like the punt return, kick return will be a nice one to end on. Kicker.
I think there's three that are obvious.
I think the top two though, if we're being just flat out honest, for Patriots lore in history, you could switch the top two if you want.
Oh no, you
I
cannot.
think. Okay, who do you got then for the who are your kickers? Tell me your kickers.
Number one is Adam Vinatieri, and it's not even a discussion. It's not even close. I
Agree.
mean, game-winning kick in Super Bowl 36, game-winning kick in Super Bowl 38. Just an absolute clutch kicker throughout all of his Patriots tenure. And he made the most difficult kick, which I think was ever in the Snow Bowl game against the Raiders. That was difficult.
with
That
with
was-
the money on the table.
Yep.
Exactly. So Vinatieri, for me is one. That's easy. Steven Gostowski is two. I mean, that's another one. Had a lot of big kicks as well. And then number three, he wasn't part of any like good Patriots teams, but he was a dependable kicker. It's Nick Folk.
Yep.
I
Folks, number
agree.
three.
I have the exact same list.
Damn,
Yeah.
those are my three too. Shit, that order as well. Fuck. Damn.
The TRT boys on the same page, kicker
Damn.
wise.
Yeah,
But
we
I
are.
will say, if you were talking to maybe a newer fan or a younger fan, maybe who didn't live through the Adam Vinatieri stuff, I could see them putting Steven
Yeah, I
Gostowski
agree.
over,
Oh
or
yeah,
maybe like
100%.
they did, but they were like young enough to, or too young to like really see or like understand what happened. But for like fans like us, yeah, I think yeah, Vinatieri's got to be one, Gostowski, and then Nick Folk. So yeah,
He
that's
Right.
broke a bunch of consecutive kick records, I
solid.
remember.
Yeah. No, they're I mean, great kickers, great guys. All right, so what do you guys want to do? Do you want your returners, punt returners, kick returners? How do you want to word this one?
Just returners.
Returners? All
Like,
right, whichever
yeah.
one between you two want to start.
I'll go first. Number one, Troy Brown. I mean,
Mhm.
Troy Brown was one of the most electric punt returners that you will ever see in Patriots history,
Yeah.
Mhm.
including the Pittsburgh Steelers. Punt
Flip.
return for a touchdown,
Yep. And
lateral
then
to
the Antoine
Antoine
Harris.
Harris, exactly.
Give me that.
Mhm.
Number two, Cordarrelle Patterson.
Yep.
He was a Pro Bowler in 2018, or second team All Pro. He was one of the two.
This is where your time off the Patriots counts a lot because he
Right.
was the best on the Vikings.
And then number three, I didn't put him at receiver, but you know what? This is how he got his start in the league, and especially with the Patriots. It's Julian Edelman in the third spot. Because don't forget, he was a punt returner and a kick returner and a special teams guy before he became a wide receiver. That's how he
Mhm.
got on the field, and then the rest is history. So Troy Brown, Cordarrelle Patterson, Julian Edelman.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. I'm trying to look to see how low down on this list the guy is that I want to put on here.
Oh
Jesus
no.
Christ. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. God, yeah. First is Troy Brown. I didn't have him for receiver, so he was going to be my guy for the kick returner. Um, and then next, this is where I
Gunnar
put Wes Welker.
Olszewski. Oh,
I was going between either Wes Welker or Gunnar Olszewski, but I'm gonna put Wes Welker just because like it just I don't know, got to have him on here
yeah.
somewhere. I don't have him on my receivers, so I'm putting him here. The next
He's
one, you know
Wally
what?
Pipp.
The next one, I will pick Gunnar Olszewski. When we do our honorable mention, I'll tell you who I wanted to put on here because I feel like he had more yards than he had. But
Oh
but
God.
yeah, I'm putting Gunnar Olszewski.
It's a good pick. I like Gunnar. Had some cool moments.
Yeah.
So for kick return, I had Bethel Johnson, by far number one kick returner.
Hmm.
Number two, Devin McCourty. He had a kick return that was super sick, just lightning. And then I had Wes Welker as kick returner, number three. And then punt return, I had Julian Edelman, Troy Brown, Marcus Jones.
Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Gotta do it. Just for the stakes. A walk-off. OT.
See, I thought so. I was going to put Bethel Johnson. I thought he had more punt return yards. He only had 21. I thought he had more. I don't know why. I thought maybe he returned more punts. But yeah,
Yeah.
kicks, he was killing it. What, 2,500, 2,557. So yeah, Bethel Johnson for me has got to be on there if you're doing kick
Yeah.
returns. Yeah, people forget Ellis Hobbs too, but
We can forget Ellis Hobbs.
dude, he was a great returner.
Fuck him.
Great returner.
Wasn't
Great.
that good. He returned for the Eagles too. He wasn't that good.
Yeah, well, yeah. Brandon Tate, he's on this list too.
Yes, I love Brandon Tate.
Yep, that's an honorable
Yeah,
mention
there were a
though.
ton. Tim Dwight, I wanted to put on here. Most of his production was with the
Tim Dwight.
Chargers, though. He was a monster. I did have Kevin Falk definitely makes my list as well.
Yep,
I couldn't
yep.
help but notice no one had Cyrus Jones.
Oh yeah.
I always forget, the Jones before the Joneses. Like,
Yeah,
I
There's
he
so
always
was.
many
forget about
Joneses. There's
Cyrus
too many
Jones.
Joneses to remember.
There really
Mm,
are. I feel bad. So this guy, there's no position for us to put him on here, but I can't go like we can't end this episode without Matthew Slater.
yeah. Well, no. So I do have a special teams section where it's just special teams
Thank
aces.
God.
So it's
Okay,
just like a generic. So my special
do it.
teams aces list is Matthew Slater, Nate Ebner, Larry Izzo.
Nate Ebner.
43.
That's a good
Nate
one.
Ebner. Yep. Yep. Forgot about Nate Ebner.
Yeah, monster.
I think Brandon Schooler will be on this list at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I
He's my
think he's
number
going to
four.
be the Matthew Slater light or Matthew Slater white, if you want to call
Yeah.
it that. I think that'll be a good one. Any other special teams guys you might have forgot? Al, you think any?
No, I had Slater, Schooler, and Ebner in that order. So,
Yeah.
Hey, you got Ebner, attaboy.
Yeah.
yep.
Nate Ebner, man. God. Nate Ebner was one of the,
Rugby.
yep. Yep. Rugby. I know. Good shit. Um, yeah. So I guess before we leave, any just Patriots players we haven't mentioned that
Oh,
we
so many.
that we've talked about.
Oh,
Any that like
Christ.
really jump out? Because I'm sure there's a bunch. I can't think of any right now, but like I don't know. Nate Ebner, I almost went without saying. Nate Ebner's a guy. Larry Izzo. I know you said Larry Izzo, but yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about Larry Izzo. He's there.
Mohamed
Um,
Sanu returned punts. That's disappointing.
yeah, that's very disappointing.
Josh Boyce returned kicks. Stephen
Josh
Ridley
Boyce.
returned kicks. Jalen Rager did have a
Oh
99
God.
yard kick return.
We can't end on such a sour
Yeah.
note.
Dante Moncrief is a cool one.
Brandon Bolden. There we go.
That's a good
We'll
one.
end on a good one. Brandon Bolden.
There we go.
Solid guy. Solid guy.
Stand up guy.
All right, yeah. So do you guys have anything else you want to talk to? Anything else you wanted to get off your chest before we get out of here?
Nada.
No, solid
Nothing.
episode.
Yeah, so next week we'll do something, whether it's players you can't believe are on the Patriots, whether it's what if moments, whether it's like top three players we wish got to the Patriots or something along those lines. Maybe there'll be some little bit of Patriots news to talk about. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the Patriots get Terry McLaurin. I don't know. But until then, this was Talk Cool Takes episode 188. For Liam and Al, I'm Mike. We will see you next week. 1 week closer to football. Think about those bets, guys. Think about those bets. And we'll get to
Eyes
that
on
when
the
we get to
prize.
that closer to the season. So with that, we bid you adieu and sweet feet.